The lottery is not won in the moment the numbers are announced. It's won in the unseen realm before the ticket is ever bought. And this isn't poetic fluff, it's energetic law. The truth is, the moment you align yourself with the vibration of receiving, the process of manifestation begins. So why do so many people fail to attract the win they desperately want? Because they never shift their identity from "I hope I win" to "I am someone who wins." Let that sink in. Hope is soft. It's uncertain. It leaves space for doubt, and the universe doesn't respond to doubt. It responds to certainty, to conviction, to inner knowing. You don't beg the universe to win. You claim it. You own it. You stand in it, boldly and joyfully, as if the announcement has already aired and your numbers have already been called. Does that sound too wild, too bold? Good, because true manifestation is not timid. It's not quiet, it's daring. It says, "What I desire is mine by divine right, and I allow it in now." And yes, this requires belief beyond your senses, because your bank account may still show lack. Your surroundings may still look ordinary. But manifestation is not based on current circumstances, it's based on energetic alignment. Let me ask you something. Would a person who already won the lottery walk through life with fear in their heart? Would they feel tense every time a bill arrived in the mail? Would they worry about parking fees or hesitate to treat themselves to lunch? No, they would move with peace. They would carry an energy of security. They would expect good things to happen without flinching. That's the frequency that brings more abundance, because the universe reflects back what you embody. So if you want the lottery win, if you truly want it, you must stop acting like a person who's waiting for their life to begin. You must begin walking, speaking, choosing, and behaving like someone who is already in alignment with overflow. This doesn't mean you lie to yourself. It means you choose faith over facts, because facts are temporary. Faith is the true creative power. Speak it. The money I desire is already circulating around me. My win is already done in the unseen. I am aligned with wealth. I am receptive. I am ready. You think the universe doesn't hear that? It does, and more importantly, you hear it. And every time you affirm what is true in spirit, even if it's not visible in the physical, you collapse time between the desire and the delivery. This is why you must see yourself holding the winning ticket before it happens. Not just imagine it once and forget. See it daily. Feel the paper in your hand. Imagine your breath catching in your throat. Picture the disbelief, the laughter, the grateful tears. Live it now. Because if you cannot energetically rehearse it, you will not energetically receive it. And hear this closely, you do not earn the lottery win through suffering or striving. It is not about deserving. It is about vibrational alignment. You do not attract wealth by being good. You attract it by being certain, by becoming a vessel that holds the frequency of wealth effortlessly, joyfully, peacefully. And yes, that means clearing the inner resistance too. If part of you believes you're unlucky, if you feel guilt about having too much, if you think money is for others but not for you, then guess what? That energetic knot must be untied. Otherwise, even if the universe wants to bless you, you're unknowingly blocking it. So ask yourself, do I actually believe this is possible for me? Do I believe my life can change in an instant? Do I believe that divine wealth is flowing not by chance but by choice? Because it is a choice to believe, and belief is the root of all miracles. When you decide, this is mine, I don't chase it, I receive it, the game changes. Time bends, opportunities rise, and that so-called lucky moment becomes an inevitable consequence of your alignment. You don't win the lottery and then feel abundant. You feel abundant, and that's how you win the lottery. So claim it, energetically, emotionally, spiritually, not someday now. Do you want to know what pushes your manifestation away faster than anything else? Desperation, that frantic, anxious energy of, I need this now or else, is not only emotionally exhausting, it's spiritually misaligned. Why? Because desperation says, I don't believe it's mine, and that frequency becomes your energetic order to the universe. Desperation is like screaming into a void that only responds to whispers of calm certainty. It's the clenched fist when the divine only delivers to open palms. When you beg, plead, or panic about your desire, what you're really doing is confirming its absence over and over again. Let this sink in. Faith is the opposite of needing. Faith assumes it's already handled. Faith walks like it knows the door is already open, even if it can't yet see it. Faith is calm. Faith is magnetic. Faith attracts. Look around at the world. Haven't you noticed that the more relaxed you are, the more things seem to flow? When you stop obsessing over a message, that's when it arrives. When you stop checking your email every second, that's when the opportunity shows up. That's not coincidence, that's alignment. You are a magnet. But what are you magnetizing? When you feel broke, unworthy, or anxious, your magnet pulls in more situations that match those feelings. You may be praying for abundance, but vibrating lack, and energy doesn't lie. You say, I want to win the lottery, but if your energy says, I feel incomplete without it, you are actually broadcasting separation from the thing you want. Wanting is natural, needing is resistance. Desire is sacred, obsession is distortion. So how do you shift from desperation to faith? You begin acting as if it's already handled. You say things like, I trust the timing. The right ticket, the right moment, the right blessing is already aligned for me. I am divinely guided even when I can't see the path. That energy, that quiet confidence begins to draw in what you once chased. Because in spiritual law, what you chase runs, what you embody attracts, what you release returns. Have you ever noticed the moment you stop needing someone's attention, they call you? That's not magic, that's energetic release. When you stop sending out frantic signals, the channel clears and the blessing can finally reach you. This is why people who are detached seem luckier. They aren't luckier, they're just less resistant. Their vibration is smooth. They're not trying to force the river to flow faster. They're floating in it with trust. And that's the exact posture you need to manifest anything, including a lottery win. Let's get practical. If you're buying a ticket and your inner monologue is, please let this be the one, I need this so badly, this has to be it, you're already misaligned. That's fear, that's pressure, that's energetic debt. Instead, shift into, what's meant for me is already on its way. This ticket is just one possible channel. Either way, I am abundant. Either way, I am free. Now that is magnetic, because true receivership is calm. It doesn't grab or grasp. It says, of course it's coming. How could it not? It's already done. And yes, this takes trust. Deep, soulful trust in the invisible realm. But isn't that what faith is? Faith is walking into a dark room and knowing the switch is there even before you flip it. The universe does not reward panic. It rewards alignment. It responds not to desperation, but to declaration. I am wealthy now. I am chosen now. I am worthy now. You must stop asking, when will it come? And begin declaring, it's already mine. You must stop fearing the delay and start celebrating the certainty of it all unfolding even behind the scenes. Because when you radiate peace, the universe delivers surprises you never imagined. When you stop trying to make it happens more effortlessly. When you drop the tension, your miracle shows up because it finally can. Your work is not to force. Your work is to believe, to breathe, to rest in knowing. Desperation says, I'll never have it. Faith says, it's already done. So which voice will you choose today? What are you speaking into the air each day? What are you declaring over your life? Because here's the truth no one taught us in school. Your words are spells. Every sentence you speak casts an energetic ripple into the unseen, and eventually, those ripples become form. Words create, words command, words shape reality far beyond what we see with the eyes. When you speak, you are not just expressing, you are directing your life. You say, I never win anything. And the universe, like a silent mirror, simply says, so be it. You say, things never work out for me. And life, always obedient to your vibration, nods in agreement and continues the pattern. But what happens when you flip the script? What happens when you rise each morning and say, I am aligned with divine luck? I'm always in the right place at the right time. I win in unexpected, miraculous ways. Suddenly, the winds shift. The world begins to reconfigure itself to match your new song. Because words are not just sounds, they are seeds. And what kind of seeds have you been planting lately? Are you planting faith or fear? Are you planting doubt or destiny? You see, the power isn't in the volume of your voice, it's in the conviction beneath it. You don't need to shout your affirmations to make them real. You need to believe them as you speak. You need to feel the truth vibrating in every syllable. When you say, I am ready to receive large amounts of money, do you believe it? Do your cells light up with yes? Or does your inner voice scoff and say, yeah, right? That's where the work begins, aligning your heart with your mouth. Because a divided tongue can't manifest unified blessings. You can't speak abundance at noon and then curse your bank account by 6 p.m. The universe hears the contradiction. The signal gets scrambled and the blessing delays. So what if starting today you made a vow to only speak what you want to create? What if every time your mind leaned toward worry, you whispered, I choose peace, I choose faith, I choose miracles? You're not pretending, you're retraining. You're not lying to yourself, you're leading yourself. And in time, your words become your reality. That's why people who walk in favor often seem unreasonably positive. They talk like good things are always happening to them because they expect them to. And because they speak in alignment with abundance, abundance finds them with ease. Let's get practical. Want to win the lottery? Then stop saying, I'll probably never win. Start saying, my win is already on its way. The ticket is finding me. I am a magnet for divine surprises. Speak it while brushing your teeth. Speak it while cooking dinner. Speak it when fear creeps in. Because every time you repeat that truth, you're not just saying it, you're becoming it. You are molding your vibration, sentence by sentence. You are building your new reality, word by word, and the universe cannot deny a soul that speaks with certainty. But don't just say it casually, say it with emotion. Speak with joy, with vision, with passion. Feel the words land like truth in your bones. Say things like, money flows to me effortlessly. I am so lucky, things always work out for me. It's already mine, I receive it now. And yes, at first, it might feel strange. It might feel fake, but what's fake isn't the affirmation, it's the conditioning that told you to expect less. It's the disbelief that said magic wasn't real. It's the fear that told you you're not worthy of miracles. Well, guess what? You are worthy, you are powerful, and your voice is your wand. You've been speaking spells your entire life, now it's time to choose them consciously. So the next time you speak about money, about luck, about your future, ask yourself, is this the spell I want to live in? Because once you learn to speak with divine authority, not doubt, not desperation, but authority, the world will bow to your vibration. The lottery win is already in the field. Your job is to speak it until it becomes unshakable truth. Let your words rise like prayers, ring like bells, and root like seeds, because one day soon they'll bloom, and you'll look around at your new reality and say, of course, I spoke this into being. If you cannot first build the life in your imagination, how will it ever appear in your hands? Your imagination is not just a child's tool, it is the portal to divine creation. It is the blueprint of manifestation, the workshop of the soul. Every reality begins with a picture, and that picture lives within you. You were never meant to wait for something to happen before you feel it's yours. You were meant to see it before it arrives, to feel it before it's visible, to live in it energetically before the physical evidence ever touches your door. Want to win the lottery? Then you better start seeing yourself as the person who already has. Because the universe does not deliver to those who wait and wish, it delivers to those who prepare and receive. So close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel that ticket in your hand? Can you see the numbers match on the screen? Can you hear the silence before your scream? Can you feel the electricity in your chest, the heart racing, the breath catching, the sheer disbelief. That's where you start, right there, in the moment where you accept, believe, and experience it not in the outer world, but in the inner realm, because the subconscious mind, that silent, powerful force within, cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. And when you repeat that inner vision enough, your subconscious begins to rearrange your beliefs, your energy, your vibration, until the outer world starts matching the inner movie. But here's the catch. You cannot just see it once and forget. This is not a mental postcard you glance at for 5 seconds. This is a sacred ritual of embodiment. You must revisit the vision daily as if you are stepping into your truest home, and the more vivid, the better. Don't just see the check, smell the paper. Don't just count the money, feel the weight of it. What are you wearing? What does your kitchen look like now? What does your voice sound like when you tell your family the news? That's not pretending, that's preparing. And the universe responds to preparation with precision. People say, "I'll believe it when I see it." But spiritual law says, you'll see it when you believe it. Your imagination is the proof of possibility. If you couldn't imagine it, it wouldn't be yours to claim. So the real question is, what are you rehearsing in your mind? Are you rehearsing wealth or lack, victory or disappointment? Are you mentally living the miracle or bracing for failure? Because your dominant vision becomes your dominant vibration, and your vibration becomes your life. Don't just daydream, casually visualize intentionally. Make it sacred, make it emotional, make it real. Before you fall asleep, see yourself smiling as the winning numbers flash across the screen. As you rise in the morning, feel the joy of knowing you are divinely chosen. As you walk through the day, carry the posture, the peace, the power of someone who already received their miracle. Is this delusion? No, this is faith in action. Delusion is ignoring your own creative power. Delusion is waiting passively while your imagination atrophies. But faith, true, active faith, builds worlds from the unseen. Remember this, the outer world is always catching up to the inner world. What you rehearse in spirit becomes your harvest in form. So if you want the life of your dreams, you must stop living from memory and start living from vision. This is why artists, visionaries, and spiritual masters have always trusted the imagination more than the facts, because facts change, but truth imagined with emotion becomes destiny. You were given an imagination for a reason, not to escape reality, but to shape it. So see the life you want, feel it, taste it, claim it. Live in the house of wealth, even if your apartment says otherwise. Speak with the voice of a winner, even if no one knows your name yet. Dress like someone who honors themselves, even if your wardrobe is small. Because every time you act from the vision, you anchor it deeper into your vibration. And once it is anchored, nothing can stop it. Imagination is not fantasy, it is future in rehearsal. So if you want to win, start by seeing yourself as the winner. Not someday now. Have you ever felt blocked just because you couldn't figure out how your dream would come true? Isn't it exhausting trying to force the timing, control the method, predict the path? That's because the how was never your job in the first place. Let that sink in. Your job is the what, the vision, the desire, the clarity. The universe's job is the how, the path, the channel, the divine choreography. When you try to force the how, you are trying to take over divine architecture with human hands. You are interfering with the infinite. You are placing limits where none exist. So many people block their blessings simply because they can't see the path clearly. They say, well, I don't know how I'd win the lottery, so maybe it's not for me. But the lottery doesn't require you to know how. It only requires you to align with the belief that it's possible. The universe has a million ways to deliver your miracle, and not one of them requires your stress, worry, or micromanagement. You think it must be through this week's ticket, but what if it's through a free entry you didn't expect? What if someone else buys you the winning numbers? What if a non-winning ticket leads to an opportunity that brings you even more wealth? Can you really say you know all the paths the universe can take? The divine sees the entire map while you're only staring at one dusty street. When you say things like, "There's no way this could happen," what you're really saying is, "I don't trust that unseen forces are working on my behalf." And that kind of thinking, it blocks miracles before they even knock on your door. Let's go deeper. What does releasing the how actually look like? It looks like deciding what you desire and then detaching from the method. It means saying, "I don't care how it happens, I trust that it's unfolding in perfect timing." It means getting excited before the plan appears. It means knowing that your desire wouldn't have been placed in your heart if it weren't already seeking you. Would you plant a seed and then dig it up every hour to check on it? No, you would water it, sun it, trust it. You wouldn't panic just because you couldn't see roots yet. And yet, with our own manifestations, we constantly want to dig up the how. We question the unseen process. We worry ourselves sick, and in doing so, we suffocate the very energy needed to make it grow. Imagine how much more peaceful you'd feel if you simply trusted the process. If you surrendered the how with grace and said, "I am open to surprises. I am available for magic. I allow the universe to work through me and for me." That's not giving up, that's getting in alignment. Because when you're obsessed with figuring out the how, your energy gets tight, closed, resistant. But when you surrender, truly surrender, your energy opens wide like a flower in sunlight. And blessings rush in where tension used to live. Look around your life right now. How many things happened in ways you never planned? How many people came into your life by accident? How many opportunities showed up when you least expected them? That wasn't randomness. That was the divine weaving your story. So don't just manifest with your head, manifest with your trust. Say it out loud. I release the how. I trust the process. I believe it's already done. Let go of needing to know every detail. Let go of controlling the form. Let go of measuring time. What if it came tomorrow in a way you never dreamed? What if all your mental effort was actually slowing it down? You do not need to figure it all out. You just need to become the version of you who receives it. You don't need to write the script, you need to act the part. The script is being handled by the source that sees every angle, every connection, every miracle lining up. When you surrender the how, you say to the universe, "I trust you more than I trust my fear." And that opens doors no human strategy could unlock. So breathe deeper, smile wider, rest more often. Because your lottery win doesn't depend on your logic, it depends on your alignment. And alignment flows best when you stop asking, "How will it come?" and start declaring, "I'm ready to receive it in whatever perfect way you choose." How would you move if the money was already in your account? How would you speak if you already held the winning ticket in your hand? Wouldn't your shoulders be lighter? Wouldn't your breath be deeper? Wouldn't your smile arrive a little sooner? Then why aren't you acting like it now? This is where so many people go wrong. They believe in theory, but not in energy. They say, "I know I'll win," but they still walk like they're defeated. They pray, "I trust the universe," but still make decisions from fear, from doubt, from lack. That contradiction, it delays the miracle, because faith, true faith moves, it acts, it shows up boldly before the evidence appears. Faith is not just thinking it's possible. Faith is preparing as though it's inevitable. When you walk into the room like your breakthrough is already here, the room responds. When you speak about your future like it's guaranteed, the world starts shifting to match your vibration. You're not here to hope. Like a beggar, you're here to claim, like a child of divine inheritance. But action is the missing link for most people. They visualize, they journal, they script, but they never move like it's real. And the law of manifestation will always respond more to your energy than to your words. Do you really want to win the lottery? Then why are you still living like a person who never expects to receive? Why are you letting fear budget your joy? Why are you walking around as if you are powerless in a world where you are meant to co-create with the infinite? Let's be clear, acting in faith does not mean reckless spending or pretending. It means embodied alignment. It means you shift the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you behave, because you know what's coming. You buy the ticket without fear. You check the numbers with peace. You smile when nothing has shown up yet, not because you're delusional, but because your soul already saw the ending. Winners walk differently. Not because they are better, but because they've made a decision about their identity. So ask yourself right now, if I truly believed it was already mine, what would I do differently today? Would you stand taller? Would you speak more confidently? Would you start planning your next steps instead of worrying about if it's real? The most powerful version of you already exists. She or he is not in the future. That version is a decision you make now. A choice to step into belief so fully, so radically, that the world has no choice but to reflect it back. And here's what most forget: action activates momentum. Once you begin moving with certainty, the universe rushes to meet you. Doors open, people appear, synchronicities unfold, not because you're lucky, but because you are aligned. Action is a message to the invisible: I'm serious about this. It's a vibration that says, I'm not waiting to be chosen, I'm choosing myself. Even small actions matter. Clearing space for what's coming, learning to manage money with grace, practicing generosity now, not someday, dressing with pride, speaking with purpose. That's not faking it, that's faith in motion. When you act like it's already yours, you collapse time. You bring tomorrow into today. You give the universe no room to question your readiness. It's easy to sit and wait for signs, but signs are most powerful when you are already moving. So move with faith, move like your miracle has already happened, move like your prayers have already been answered, because in the spiritual realm they have. Your only task is to match that reality with your actions. Let your posture, your tone, your choices all declare, it is done. You don't need to scream it from the rooftops, but your energy should whisper it in every room you enter. Because when you move like it's yours, the world moves with you. Not later, not someday, but now, and that is how faith becomes fact.